the question arose in my heart as to what is meekness. And as I pondered long and hard upon it, it came to pass that I perceived that the meek were not without strength, for it was given unto them to inherit the earth. And I knew that those to whom God gave the gift of inheritance would necessarily be strong. I gazed upon the pageant of man, and I saw how that in metaphor, dispensing with time and space, we could see all men as coming forth from the Son of God's love, a vast parade, a pageant, a drama so full of poignant memory, some benign and much suffering, that I pondered upon this also, and I came to realize that one's country had meaning, for after all, the segmentation of men and women into nations is symbolical of a certain divine intent. For classification of peoples is also the creation of many sheepfolds. But I understood that the Master of Masters desired one sheepfold. Yet this could not come all at once, but little by little men would be able to externalize the knowledge of science, the knowledge of genetics, the knowledge of humanities, the knowledge of life, the knowledge of spirit, the knowledge of universal lore, all the multitude of components that make up the conglomerate creation must be assembled in consciousness. That they exist in substance is not enough, for each must run the fingers of his mind over the anomalies of manifestation. O Mother Russia, thou art the mother of so many souls, even as China and the hordes thereof. And you have brought into manifestation many children. Their Slavic ways are not always the ways of emancipation. Searchers for liberty are they, and the icons on the walls, together with the bubbling pots, the tea, the cakes, the peasants, the struggle, the mighty life wave, all composes a vast horde who seek for liberty and create bondage. I saw this great manifestation as a child, and as I gazed upon it, I froze in the wonder of it all, and my mind refused to accept it, and I cast aside reason as to the winds, and I opened my heart to the simple oneness of God, and I spake unto him and communed with him who is beyond the stars. And I said unto him, O Lord, there is too much in manifestation, I cannot grasp it all. I said, come unto me and help me, for the world is a wilderness, peopled with dark shapes and distortions, and I must of necessity have thy power and thy glory, for surely thou who hast created all this, thou hast an eye to see it and behold it. Surely thy mind can comprehend it, if mine cannot. And I spake unto him, and I cast myself upon him, and I received an answer as a child, and a very beautiful being of light was sent to me in my room. And this beautiful being of light was he who is known to you as Archangel Gabriel, He came unto me and he said, Hail, Igor! God has heard thy prayer, and he has sent me unto thee. Know then that I will guide thee throughout thy life, and I will be to thee a friend, and I will seek to produce in thee the manifestation of the wonderful consciousness of Jesus, which his mother Mary held for him. And I will be as a father unto thee, and as a mother, and thy troubled heart will be comforted this day, and thou shalt find that God will open up understanding unto thee, and little by little impart unto thee his grace. And thou shalt no longer be just as a peasant boy called Igor, but thou shalt be a son of the Most High God, for in thee God has generated a flame this day. It is the flame of thy I Am presence, the flame of thy being that appeared to Moses in the burning bush. And God is no respecter of men's persons, but in every age and time listens to the heart calls of the children of men. Know then that God hath heard thy call, and I am sent to do his will. With that moment, Archangel Gabriel and I became fast friends, and there were many visitations from him from time to time. I was taken by him out of the body, even during the night hours, and I communed with many of the brotherhood throughout the great temples of the brotherhood in the world. But as I passed over the city of Moscow and Kiev and many of the other great cities of Russia and the plain country and the mountains, my heart was always touched with the ruggedness of the land and the great struggle in the hearts of the people. And I felt as though it were a sleeping giant that one day would awaken and trouble the peoples of the world. And when we were aware of the coming destruction of the Tsar and his family, and we realized that the red dragon would march across the nation, I spent hours upon my knees imploring God to provide some measure of assistance. I remember then that one evening, a very special evening, there came to me a manifestation of the beautiful Lady of Fatima. She came to me and she discussed also the terror of the red dragon, and how that the world would be viciously troubled by it, and how that only by great struggle and repudiation of this fraudulent desecration of the light would mankind ever be able to roll back the hordes of materialistic darkness and shadow. I remember that I clutched her robe in my hands, and as Jacob wrestled with the angel, I would not let her go. I remember that she lingered with me for many an hour beyond her intent, and I said, "O Mother of God, will you help me to help these people? I cannot bear it. I cannot bear the bloodshed, the ideas of terror, and the awful grasping in the hearts of these people. I ask you to help me. What can I do? I will give my life if it will save these people." And she gently patted me on the head and said, "Igor, there have been others before you who have offered their life to God to assuage the awful torment of material life. But there are karmic circumstances and situations beyond mortal control, even beyond the control of God. For he has put his laws into operation and entrusted certain dominions unto lesser forms of consciousness, and they have free will. By the misuse of their free will, they have wrought all this destruction. And only when their free will turns to seek the things of the Spirit will they truly make the world to be free." I accepted her love and her wisdom, and my heart was assuaged, but the terror burned on. And throughout my life, as I sought to be a pilgrim in a strange country, I aspired to attain something higher that I might free men. by and by, through the solemn ritual of the sacred mantras, of my devotion toward God, of my one-pointedness, it came to pass that I was finally made ready for the moment of my ascension. And when it was given to me, it was not with mortal witnesses, but I went up alone, but quickly found that I was not alone. For around me were many bright beings, and I knew at last that I had gone home. Beloved ones, the messenger thought that I would tell you my name, and he paused, hoping that I would. And I think that I shall some future time reveal it. I prefer for the moment to remain one whom you call the unknown master. I want you to have my feeling of devotion to world good, to the plan of God. And thus I have brought you this day, not so much my wisdom as my feeling, my devotion, my love for God, who has made all things so lovely and so well. If you choose to accept me and to understand my devotion, if you choose to make it a part of your life, I am sure that it will please God, for then I know that sacrifices will not be so hard for thee, for you will understand, one and all, that your divine presence is your eternal home, even as it was the source of your life. Peace be with you.